I'm Brady Berserker.
I'm Big Sexy Brian Bales.
And I'm Metal Matson from Super Geeky Playdate,
a podcast member of the Gonna Geek Network.
Just like the show you're listening to now.
The opinions expressed are those of each individual host.
Check out all the other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
And get ready, because geekiness begins in
3, 2,
1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 302. I had to look at the piece of paper so I didn't forget of episode 302 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. I screwed that entire intro up, so let's just pretend like I didn't and move on from there. Am I wrong? Is it a bad idea?
I thought the intro was fine. I think you're a little too hard on yourself.
That could be.
With everything else going wrong, I think the intro was just okay.
Yeah, for those that aren't familiar with everything that's been going wrong, as we record this live on March 11th, 2018, it's 11:22 a.m. We normally start like 11:05 because we're running late. Yeah,
bullshit.
My
clock says 9:22. It is fucking 8:20 in the morning. This is some bullshit. Fuck you, farmers.
So if you guys were here for the pre-show, you probably caught some fun where we turned it on, where when Naki's tech was working, prior to it melting down as we tried to start the show, which is why she's not here, her webcam had fallen off of her computer behind her desk under a pile of stuff. So we had Naki's webcam upside down as she tried to hunt for it, and we were basically saying, move your left hand closer. No, the other direction. Now, we think you just moved something
because the camera was transmitting, so we could see something. The camera hunt was fun.
Is that what we're going with? Is that the best elaboration we have? It's just in a pile of stuff?
Well, I think it was underneath the yarn basket is what we ended up having it be. But from what we could tell on camera, it was just a shadow with then a little bit of her carpet we could see, and then cables hanging off of the computer, it appeared. So for as far as we could tell until the end, it was just stuff.
Yep.
That's the technical term. We're going to go with it.
And so is technically now like the correct time, or is it the fall back is the correct time?
I don't know. It all just sucks. I don't like this spring forward bull.
Nobody does.
Go ahead. Say it.
We already have one. We have 2 states that don't even do it. They just ignore it. I want to live in one of the states that just says, no, we're not doing it.
Do you know how difficult that is for doing stuff with other people then? Because you still have to do math. You're like, okay, we don't do daylight savings time, so what time is it Eastern time when my buddy said he's going to call me now? Do I do a jump forward of 3 hours or 2 hours or 4 hours?
Well,
this is all bull.
And isn't it weird that it's like 2 random states? It's like Arizona and Iowa. It's like there's no real reason for it. Like it's just 2 random states. We're like, nope, fuck you, we're not doing it.
I mean, how many farmers are in Arizona?
Yeah, see, none, so that kind of makes sense, but they're all in Iowa.
I would say none.
Arizona is desert and mountains.
Meth farmers. Farming those great meth fields.
No.
Yeah,
the
meth doesn't come in
farmers are
fields.
here. We have the meth
Mexico.
farmers in West
know.
Virginia.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, you do.
There's plenty in the trailer parks in Idaho as well. But yeah, meth is grown in trailer parks, not in fields.
Well, I mean, sometimes you build stuff into a field. I don't know.
So, how would people feel about a story away from making you angry into laughing about Will's awkwardness?
Oh, these are my favorite kind of stories. Why don't you take it away? I'm not pushing the story time button. Sorry.
Oh, thank God.
I forgot there was a button. But, yeah, so it was Thursday night. I just got off work.
He just got off work.
And, of course, I live in, like, a couple cities, or a city or cities between us. I don't know. I live 40 minutes away from where I work. So I stopped into a gas station, a Sheetz. Sheetz is a great gas station.
Sheetz is the best.
Where you can get best fries you could ever get. Best fast food fries.
They're so good. Their onion rings are good, too.
Oh, yeah, I just had them for the first time that night, too. That exact night was the first time I had their onion rings. They are really good. Anyway, if you don't have Sheetz in wherever you live, you're living life wrong. You need to move to where that is.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Sheetz. 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 Best gas station ever. But I digress. I was getting gas, and I was going inside. I was gonna get some of those Starbucks energy double shot thing. You know what I'm talking about, like the tall boy cans. That, oh man, they taste so good. The caramel and vanilla, and they just had a new flavor too, nutmeg. It is so nutty. But anyway, I just go up to the little touchscreen to try and order some food, and then I hear, "Hey, Willie Nelson." I was like, "Oh, someone knows me." So I turn around, like, and I look at this girl, and then my mind is blank. I don't know who this is.
She's just a fan of the show. I'm sure that's what it is.
This person knows who I am, and I don't remember them. This is awkward already, and then it finally clicks after about 3 seconds. Oh, this is the girl I went on with a month and a half ago. Name, not even going to go there. Not even going to attempt that.
Did you just go with the hey you?
Hey, how you doing?
Well, not into the hey you, because that's a little too obvious. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, I mean, I was after work. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh no, what are you doing? Just got off work. About to just head on home and get some food. Yeah, and then what proceeds is about I'm gonna say a good solid minute of just awkwardness. Of like, hey, yeah, we haven't seen each other since that one night. Technically, I'm the last person that sent a text, so I'm in the clear on that.
There's a code to that?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Okay.
So I mean, hey, that's all on you now. I was the last person to send a text.
So the real question Draftsman posed for us is: has this person seen you naked? Because that is more awkward.
Oh no. That if you heard the little pre-show, you have to show up. You have to show up to actually be part of the pre-show on the days. You got a little caveat of the story about why I said no. I'm going. I mean, probably could have, but I was like, no, I'm going home. I still got a 40-minute drive home, so I'm gonna go do that instead that night. Yeah, so essentially, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go back, and this was awkward, and get me some food. Ooh, Sheetz food. And that's what happened.
Sheetz food is good. I can say that because there's a Sheetz about in every exit out of town and on my way to work every morning, so I do get tempted.
Yeah, seriously, if you're traveling, Bachman, stop and you see a Sheetz, stop there. Try some food. Delicious. Gas station food.
I don't know if they have those fuckers even like west of the Mississippi. I've never even heard of one.
I don't know either, but if you do see it, it is delicious. The fries are the best fast food fries. Fuck you. Fight me.
But it's a gas station?
Yes, I know. It was about 8 years ago when I had that same thought. When I first like, oh, it's a Sheetz. Like, I stopped at it before. I never stopped inside. I always get gas, but I never like, ew, gas station food? Who would want to try that? And I finally broke down. I was like, I'm really hungry. No other places are there, so I'll just try and get some. And I was like, holy shit, this is good.
So according to their website, they're only in Maryland, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia. That is the
Ohio's
only
close
location.
enough to you.
Oh, so they're very limited.
Ohio's close to you, isn't it?
No, because I don't live in fucking Iowa.
I mean, you should, I think, maybe.
No, I've been to Iowa. I should not live in Iowa.
Well, North Carolina. You should definitely go to North Carolina. That's a great state.
I don't want to live in North Kakalaki.
I didn't say live here. You should just come visit. It's a nice, beautiful at least.
At some point, I need to swing through the southern states at least once. I've never gone anywhere in the South other than Texas.
That's not really the South.
Well, technically, it's the south part of the U.S., but it's not.
You know what I mean.
What we call the South. Yeah, the only southern states I've been to are Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and California. So the Southwest. I've never been to the Southeast.
And do we have time enough for one more story?
Oh, go for it.
So Sunday happened. I was on the show last week. Had to cut off abruptly, but food was there, and I was really hungry. You get the idea. Can you blame me?
Yes.
It was Bojangles. Come on, that chicken biscuit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? Chris, do they have Bojangles over there?
I don't have Bojangles up here. I do have Tudor's Biscuit World, however, though. So,
But you know Bojangles.
Yes.
Biscuit World. You have a
Tudor's
place called
Biscuit World.
World.
It's Tudor's
Nice.
Biscuit World, and it is one of the best biscuits I've ever had in my entire life. And this is someone who grew up in the Deep South saying that.
That's.
Wow.
Do they have Biscuitvilles up there?
No, they don't have Biscuitville.
I don't know where these places are. I thought they were like nationwide. I don't know this shit.
Yeah, lots
Anyway.
of people that never leave their hometown think that the restaurants in their hometown are everywhere, and they're just where you live.
I have leaved my
You have
hometown.
Leaved? Yeah. All right.
Hey, Willie, we don't have McDonald's either. That's just unique to you guys, too.
Well, yeah, I don't eat there anymore at all. I haven't eaten there in a couple of years for reasons. Anyway, so yeah, Sunday had the Monday. I was also off that day, but I noticed something throughout the day. There's something in my foot just feeling tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter as the day goes on. Then I woke up Tuesday expecting to go to work. Nope. Gout has hit my foot bad. Like it felt like my ankle was broken by putting any kind of weight on it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. And so I decided I have to go see a doctor. And if I say I need to go see a doctor, shit's wrong. Shit's very fucking wrong. Because I do not like the doctor. Fuck doctors. Fuck their asses.
It's all guesswork in a white coat.
But anyway, yeah, so I had to go to work, though. Not to work, because I'm definitely not fucking working on this foot today. But I had to drive the 40 minutes to print out my my insurance card, because I still have not gotten that in yet. And it's through work, so yeah. So I had to go do that. I finally go see the doctor the next day because that was the soonest I could get it. And I finally start the medicine. I'm back to work on Thursday. No, wait. Yeah, Thursday. And then something weird happens. So I get all my medication. Well, the doctor prescribed me 4 medications. I could only get 3 of them. Those 3 together are about $60-some. That last one by itself with a prescription plan, $300. Fuck that.
How much was it again you broke up?
Oh, it was $320 by itself
Ooh.
with a prescription plan.
Yikes.
Yeah, so I didn't get that one, obviously. Anyway, so I go back to work Thursday. I'm just going out. They sent me to go to this place that's kind of far off. We haven't been there for a while. I was kind of surprised we went down there. Whatever. On my way, it's like in a country-ish area too, Redneckville. On my way back, it's about. The car says it's about 43 degrees, and I start looking out. I'm like, what? No, it's too warm. I saw snow start coming down. Not a mix, not a wintry mix. Full on snowflakes.
Yeah, it's possible.
I don't know.
I thought
Yesterday,
this
the
medicine
temperature
is
said it was
kicking in.
45 here when I went to the post office, and it felt like it was 70 damn degrees outside. It was warm as hell.
Yeah, I thought this medicine was affecting me very wrongly, just to say the least.
Did you
Yeah.
think you were tripping balls?
I didn't know what was going on. I was like, wait, should I be driving on this medicine? I didn't remember to look at that.
Well, I'm glad you realized it after you started driving and not once you got home. I mean, so theoretically, you could have stopped if need be.
I was still 30 minutes away from work. That's how far out this place is.
Yikes.
Yeah, so I thought this medicine was kicking. I was like, okay. It took me a second. I was like, no, this is actually snow. I thought we were done with this, but I guess we're not. Nothing stuck or anything. It was only while I was driving back. It didn't follow me back to work, even though it tried to. Yeah, so careful what you take on while you're driving, guys.
Yeah, you probably should find out how a drug's going to affect you before you get behind the wheel of a vehicle.
I mean, hey, I'm walking really well right now. Thank you, steroids. You're the best.
Hey, man, as long
Give
as
me
you're
all
healthy.
those steroids. All those fucking steroids. And painkillers. They're also good too. They're great. pour them in a bowl, pour some sugar on them, and just nom them up. I needed them to work. I needed painkillers to work. Come on.
I just can't get past nom them up. It makes me laugh. I don't know why. I'm glad you're feeling better though, Willie.
I'm not tap dancing yet, but I'm getting there.
Now, Drasman says it's time to go work out. Could use those steroids. So you better go hit the gym.
I mean, I still got like a couple more days of them because they gave me like, I think it was like 6, 7, or 8 pills for the first day you're supposed to take all throughout the day, and then it gives you one less as you go on.
They wean you down.
No, give me more.
Just drug him up.
So while Willie's tweaking, I guess it's time for us to transition and talk about
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
Put those down. This is my steroid.
That's right, kids. It's time for the news of the week. While Willie's hunting down whoever's taking his steroids, we're going to tell you about what is in our minds the most interesting geeky and or nerdy news to have come out in the past week. Anthony, why don't you kick us off this week?
I'm more interested in your news story, Chris, but go ahead, Bachman.
Oh, this week we are going to celebrate the star of Corvette Summer. Because that's really what he's known for, right?
Yeah, of course.
What?
Yeah, 1978, Corvette Summer, starring a little blonde kid named Mark Hamill. Willie doesn't even know the fucking movie exists. Perfect. Yeah, in a shocking turn of events, someone in Hollywood realized, hey, Mark Hamill hasn't gotten his star on the Walk of Fame yet. We should probably rectify that shit. So on Thursday, Mark Hamill was celebrated, what a lot of people on social media were calling Jedi Day. The little farm boy from Tatooine got his star on the Walk of Fame. It was really cool. There were a bunch of great photos from it. Leia's daughter, not Leia's daughter, Carrie Fisher's daughter, Billy Lord was there. R2 was there. There were some stormtroopers there. I believe, George Lucas showed up, and Harrison Ford gave a speech presenting Mark with his star. So yeah, it's something where, I mean, since 1977, Mark Hamill has been, part of our geek lexicon. He's like the number one when you think about someone that got typecast and had trouble getting back into another role afterwards. Because Harrison Ford was lucky enough to turn right around and do Indiana Jones, so he didn't get stuck just being Han Solo. But for a lot of us, I mean, worldwide, Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker.
I'm going to have to agree with Sailor Poland. He's that guy from the Guyver.
He's the guy from the Guyver, yeah, exactly.
The detective.
Oh, that was a good one. But I mean, yeah,
some kind of grasshopper thing.
He has done other movies, and he's also done a lot of other movies lately. But the big turn was when he came back. He did a guest role on an episode of Batman the Animated Series, and then he auditioned to be the Joker. And he said it in many interviews, like he never thought there'd ever be a possible way they would ever give him that role, and they did. And we got like the best duo ever with Mark Hamill and now I can't think of his name. Real Batman, Kevin Conroy. Those two together are Batman and the Joker, and always will be. They're fantastic.
Do you know who else was also auditioning to be the Joker in the animated series?
Probably a bunch of people.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
That would have been good, too.
That could have been good. But then, yeah, we also got Mark Hamill became the Trickster on the 90s Flash. And then because the new Flash is awesome, they brought him back as the Trickster on the new show. So he's been the Trickster on a live Flash television show in 2 different decades. He's been the Joker now for, 30 years? And, and just finished reprising his role as Luke Skywalker again. So, yeah, the guy is a consummate geek. He's a huge nerd. If you go watch a comic book movie, he literally did a film called Comic Book the Movie. And it shows you a lot of who Mark Hamill really is as a real guy. He is a giant dork. Like, he loves his toys, he loves his comics, and to see him celebrated as the star that he is just fantastic. The Nerdist website has a bunch of really cool pictures from the event that went on. And there's, of course, there's tons of YouTube videos and stuff. Yeah, it was just really cool to see. It's something very well deserved for a
Is
really
this-
nice guy.
Is this really good news though? Because I've heard stories about those the Walk of Fame, the stars. They have to pay. Like you have to pay for it
Well,
constantly.
no, someone has to pay to have it installed. That's what it is.
Okay, it's just getting installed. I thought it was like you
Yeah.
also have to keep paying for it.
No, I don't believe
Yearly
so.
dues.
There's an upfront sum or upfront fee that has to be paid for it. It includes installation fees and things like that, is my understanding. Often cases there is a group of people that will get together to front those costs on things. Not the
Yeah, 'cause,
don't
like,
think Mark Hamill has the. I mean, I'm sure Mark Hamill has the cash for it. He's got Star Wars money and Batman money.
Yeah, because like
And Kingsman money.
Yeah.
like what's his name from? God, I'm having trouble remembering things today. It's too early. It's too early.
No,
Who does Hollywood Babylon with Kevin Smith?
Ralph Garman.
Ralph Garman. Yeah, he got money together and got a group of people together to donate the money for Adam West Star when they decided to do the star for Adam, because it needed to be paid for, and they didn't want to charge Adam for getting his star. So yeah, it's a weird thing to where the committee decides who can have one, but then once like a name is chosen and they're given the green light to put one in, then yeah, someone has to pay for it. Like the committee that makes the decision doesn't pay for it, which seems like a really weird way that they have it set up. But yeah, Mark got his star, so I think it's very cool.
I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, he was excited about it. A lot of the coverage online was pretty fun about it, and the fact that they had like stormtroopers and tons of Star Wars fans and stuff there. And I guess he'd done a bit with Jimmy Kimmel, like either the week before or the night before, I'm not sure. That was the joke, was he was taking out Kimmel's star to replace it with his own. So they had him like with a jackhammer out in the middle of the street, pretending like he was jackhammering out Jimmy Kimmel's star.
Hold on a second.
Nice.
Hold on. Time out. Jimmy Kimmel has a star? For what?
I'm guessing television.
Yeah, that's a safe bet.
Since the Man Show, he's been on TV constantly.
Yeah,
for like
I
the
remember
past
the Man
15
Show.
years.
My teenage self knows the Man Show. Trust me.
Yeah,
Ziggy zaggy,
that-
ziggy zaggy, oi, oi, oi.
That show is aimed exactly at your demographic, Willie. It's all your fault.
Sorry, what?
Exactly.
What was wrong with the Man
My
Show
fault?
at its time? It was comedy.
No, it was hilarious. But yeah, there was also a really cool thing where Harrison Ford said that one of the main reasons they were missing Carrie that day was that she would have roasted the hell out of Mark.
Oh, no doubt.
And so yeah, that's the one sad thing, is that Carrie Fisher wasn't there to give Mark Hamill shit, because she would have burned him up. It would have been great.
I mean, the chat room seems to be universally of mind of saying Hamill's way more deserving than Kimmel, but how do I say this without sounding like an a-hole? Kimmel was more relevant in recent times to a larger audience than Hamill was, which is probably why he had one.
Once you have a nighttime show, I mean, there's people nationwide that watch you every single night.
That's not to say that neither of them aren't deserving, but that was probably the mindset. And Mark
Yeah.
Hamill's kind of having a career renaissance right now. Probably
No,
mostly because of Star Wars. There's folks like us that will always remember Mark Hamill's done all sorts of voice acting. He's a phenomenal voice talent. But if you go and talk to people at large and be like, hey, who voiced the Joker in Batman the Animated Series? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a geek celebrity. Where yeah, if you're a nighttime talk show host, like I'll bet you Jay Leno had a star a hell of a long time ago.
Yeah,
Once
he's
you're
not even
in-
funny.
Well, that depends who you ask. But once you're in America's living room every evening, for years on end, like those people get a type of popularity that never goes away.
Does that mean that the guy who does the Tonight Show is going to get one now, whose name I'm forgetting, that I don't think is very funny?
Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy
Greg
Fallon.
Ferguson?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
More than likely, anybody that runs the Tonight Show is going to end up with a star on the Walk of Fame.
My favorite joke about Jay Leno was always from Conan O'Brien. He said, remember, kids, you can do anything you want to do in life, unless Jay Leno wants to do it as well.
Yep.
That was in Conan's farewell run.
I still love the, what was it, the contractually obligated to not be on television tour?
Yes, that his
Or how-
comedy show tour or whatever.
Yeah. That was a hellaciously funny special. I'm under contract to not be on TV, so I'm going to do a comedy tour.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But congratulations to Mark Hamill for a well-deserved honor And Hollywood, you now have a star on the Walk of Fame, something we'll never get because we're not famous.
Corvette what?
Corvette Summer. Look it up, dude. 1978.
Is
It's I believe it's the first film he did directly after Star Wars: A New Hope.
Is it on
That's
Netflix?
I don't know. I'm not sure if Corvette Summer can be found anywhere, actually.
That's fair.
Other than IMDb.
Yeah, that could very well be. So let's move on to the next story. This is one that Willie wanted to hear about. If you guys hadn't noticed and you're Nintendo fans, Nintendo Direct was this week. And they dropped some big announcements. I have an article from Polygon and referencing which they have what they say is the top 5 biggest announcements. I'm going to save arguably what I think is the biggest for last. So here's some of the stuff they did announce. There is single player DLC.
Chris,
yes.
Corvette Summer is not available on Instant Stream, but you can get the DVD
There you go.
on Netflix.
There you go. Going back to Nintendo Direct, first thing that was brought up in this, Splatoon 2 is getting single player DLC for $20. Willie, how does this make you feel?
Bring that fucking game up. It's done.
Splatoon!
What's wrong with Splatoon 2, Willie?
Just go on to the next thing.
My buddy and his kids love that game.
It's a fun game.
Fuck that game. Go on to the next one.
There's some
With
port.
and Ink and Sticker Soakers.
I don't
that's
watch
fun.
tentacle porn. Go to the next one.
You lie. You know you love tentacle porn.
Let's move on to the next one then. There are a bunch
only
of...
when it suits me.
Fair enough. There's a bunch of ports coming to the Switch now. This includes games like the Crash and Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Okami HD, and Naki's favorite game, Undertale, all coming to the Switch now.
So hold on a second. We have a game from the PlayStation and N64 generations. Then we have one from the Wii generations. Are these actually going to fit on one of those carts?
They should, and this is the HD upconvert they did of the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Yeah, I know.
So it is that version that is coming.
I'm surprised it's going there.
Well, they like money.
Did it go to Xbox?
I don't know. I don't think it did, but I could be
I
wrong.
thought it was exclusive. That's why I'm a little curious. Okay.
Okami HD is one that a lot of people will like too, I'm sure. And then what was the last one? Undertale is now showed up.
I'm still waiting on Naki to do her murder run.
Well, Naki will have a chance by doing it on the Nintendo Switch. So there's some of the
Does she-
ports that were announced.
They don't have one, do they?
Probably not. This one I just wanted to bring up because it makes me laugh. They're making an amiibo for Dark Souls.
They're still making those things?
Yes, they are.
And there's a Dark Souls for the Nintendo?
There is a rumor that they might be involved in the last thing I'm going to announce that came out on Nintendo Direct, but this is an amiibo that is the Solaire of Astora. I'm not sure what that is because I don't play Dark Souls.
Well, I mean, why would they make an amiibo if they're not going to have a game for it?
That's true. Second to last thing to bring up, WarioWare is back. So if you guys who'd played WarioWare in the past wanted to play it, like on the 3DS I think is where it was, they're bringing it back, a newer version for the DS. WarioWare Gold.
Whoa, stop. You never played the greatest WarioWare game? I'm sorry, the greatest Wii game ever?
I did not.
WarioWare Smooth Moves?
I did not.
You need to rectify that.
WarioWare Gold comes out August 3rd for the 3DS. So if that's what's your interest, go and check it out. But what is arguably the biggest news is that Super Smash Bros. For Switch is announced for 2018. We do know also the Inkling Kids should be playable characters in it because it looks like they're in it to begin with. And we can't tell who else is in there. There's a lot of YouTube videos that have broken down all the main characters in there. But it does look like the Link in this one will be Breath of the Wild inspired. The real question the internet has right now, is this a new Smash Brothers game, or is it an update and port of the most recent one? Nobody knows for sure, and nobody knows for sure when in 2018 this game will be coming out. But as someone who grew up playing the Smash Brothers games all the time, I'm super stoked. And like Sailor Poland says, Smash Brothers coming to the Switch. And other news, Sunrise is in the East. We all knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time of when. And I'm glad they're bringing it here because I didn't play the most recent one because I didn't have the right console for it.
No, who the fuck did?
There were only 13 million sold, so 2/3 of those people probably bought it.
And now here's another question. Are they going to have some kind of adapter you can plug into the Switch? I don't even know how you could even do it with a Switch. to have a GameCube controller because
To use the cheating controllers like Low Life Otaku said in the chat room?
I'm sure cheating. Can't wait for press smash and malfunctioning controller. Well, I'm cheat. What are you talking? No, just game. I'm talking about a regular, just standard GameCube controller, or want to get fancy, the Wavebird wireless.
Well, seeing as they don't make those controllers anymore, I wouldn't be shocked if there was nothing that came out for this. However, I'm sure there would be a secondary market where there are USB ports on the Switch dock. I'm sure someone will find a way. Actually, there might already work that way, now that I think about it.
So,
I think,
yeah, if there's a USB port.
don't they have
They
an
already-
adapter already for the GameCube
Wii U.
controllers that worked on the Wii U that was USB?
Yeah, people wanted that because
Yeah,
that's
so-
something people want.
Supposedly that works on the Switch, if I'm remembering the story I read right. So theoretically, as long as they don't change any of the button mappings, you would be able to do that.
Now, I will definitely say the GameCube controller was one of the worst controllers that has ever came out. That was a horribly designed controller, but it worked for Smash Brothers so well.
Yes.
Yeah, that damn thing was uncomfortable.
But it worked for Smash Bros. I mean, I remember being in college and playing 99-man melees, and we would start at like 9 in the morning. And every hour we'd be like, okay, switch, because we were around my buddy's 20-inch TV, and there was only one chair in the room, so one of us was sitting on the end of was sitting in that chair, another sitting on the end of the bed, another person standing, I can't remember the fourth person, and it was eventually like, if you're sitting, you have an advantage. So we'd switch every hour, and it was like 99-man melee with super health and super low gravity and things like that. The only breaks we took were to go use the restroom, to go eat lunch and dinner, and then to go out that night. And it took us like a day and a half to burn through a 4-person 99-man melee because we played that game so much.
Jesus.
Sounds like you weren't going after each other.
No, we were. It's just with low gravity and expanded health. It took a while.
Well, you didn't put in those little caveats. That
I
is
said
gonna
low
make a
gravity and
difference.
extended
he
health.
said both of those caveats. You just weren't listening.
My internet froze probably.
His new excuse for not listening is my internet probably froze. That's why I didn't hear it. Because I wasn't listening, and my internet froze.
Is that not a good excuse?
It's not a good
decent
excuse.
Willie. So Smash
So they
Brothers.
said
is-
it's a great excuse. Thank you.
Okay, Smash Brothers is coming. We all knew it was. Now there's an official sort of announcement sometime in 2018. So we've got like 9 months potentially until it comes out. A lot of fans are theorizing October sometime before that. Who knows? I'm just excited because I want to play that. I don't care if Willie doesn't want to, and I'll probably get the Splatoon 2 DLC, if only just to annoy Willie Nelson right now.
You paying your money is not going to annoy me. Just don't fucking talk about it.
Yeah, but I was going to say,
Oh,
then
no,
I'm
he's
going to
gonna
come
talk about
on to
it.
the show, and my news is going to be a review of the Splatoon 2 single-player DLC, brought to you by Willie Nelson.
Oh, I won't be there that day.
Oh, you'll be there, because I'm not going to tell you when I'm doing it.
Oh, my internet mysteriously crashed.
It's okay, we'll call you on your phone. You can get in that way.
There you go.
All right, Drake.
I don't understand the reference.
Call me on my...
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's why I didn't understand. It's popular music.
This catchy music.
I don't listen to Wheelchair Kids from Canada. I don't know what the fuck he's singing about.
Was he in a wheelchair on Degrassi?
He was.
Mhm.
I don't remember. I never watched Degrassi. The only Degrassi I watch is the DVDs I have where Jay and Silent Bob do Degrassi. Wait, is it do Degrassi? That's weird. They're all high school kids. That they should probably not change that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's kinda...
that was also a couple years ago. It wasn't quite as weird.
Like 2003, 2002, maybe 2000.
You realize that's 15 years ago now.
Oh, I do.
It's because we're old. One last thing on video game news. It's not necessarily Switch news, but I wanted to bring this up so that Willie had his chance to chime in. Willie, did you hear that Fortnite Battle Royale is coming to iOS and Android? What's this look? You got to emote. This
They're
is a
gonna
podcast.
put it on
You got to
phones?
speak.
I'm shaking.
And his
He's
internet.
shaking his frozen internet.
His frozen internet head just froze.
So wait, they're putting it on phones?
My
The-
comedians.
Yes, Fortnite Battle Royale will be available on iOS and Android.
Why?
Because why not? And you want to know what gets to be even more fun, Willie? You'll be able to play iOS or Android game against someone who might be playing on a PlayStation or an Xbox.
No. Say it the other way. Like, I can fight against these idiots who are going to be using their phones as virtual controllers to try and kill me. It's going to be the best.
Keep in mind, a lot of these things now will allow a Bluetooth controller to hook into it and work that way. I could honestly see Fortnite on the Apple TV with a controller being pretty decent.
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't care. It's more people playing a game that you like.
I only play it because one of my friends I play with loves it, to be honest with you.
So you don't care. I wasted all this time on this build-up on something you don't care about. I see how it is.
I mean, I wouldn't say I don't care. I mean,
see how
there's
it
moments
is.
where I enjoy it, but it's all right.
Now I'm sad.
Don't be sad.
I'm sad. You
Get
broke
glad.
my heart. You're breaking my heart, Willie.
Yeah, just start
Wait,
a
you
sad
had a
Christmas.
heart?
Willie, I need some news that's going to make me happy. I hope you've got
Yeah,
something that'll
Chris
help
has a heart.
unbreak
You're the
my heart.
hardest one.
That's fair. Well, fine. Let's see if this will grow my heart 3 sizes to this day.
Nice
I
pull.
doubt it.
So we had this movie come out, a while back. Did some numbers.
A small
Black
independent
Panther.
film.
No, I'm not gonna do that fucking stupid joke.
I love that joke.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's overplayed. You overplayed it.
No, it's not.
Anyway, Black Panther. Kevin Feige has announced it will have a sequel.
In other news,
Sunrise and West.
duh.
But while speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Marvel studio heads were asked about the prospect of more Black Panther, and they were quick to say, more in store for the now beloved world of Wakanda. Nothing specific to reveal, other than to say we absolutely will do that.
Wakanda
That's
forever.
from Feige's mouth.
Wakanda forever.
Well, and it did come out.
Until it falls.
It did come out that supposedly the entire third act of Infinity War is in Wakanda.
Yeah, which we saw in the trailers.
Right. So stuff's going to happen. We're not sure what, but a lot of it's going to take place in Wakanda. And it'll be interesting because here's what's neat is they moved up the release date for that week on that. I wonder if Black Panther is still going to be in theaters by the time Infinity War starts. Because for comparison's sake, I just saw Jumanji yesterday, and that came out like December 20th.
It might be. And here's the awesome thing with the updates for Box Office Mojo with the partial weekend estimates. For comic book adaptations, 1978 to present, Black Panther is now in number 2 under Marvel's The Avengers. Marvel's The Avengers made $623 million domestic. Black Panther is sitting at 562 domestic, which means if it stays in the theaters long enough to make another $60 million, which that's 2 weeks tops, it's going to be the number 1 comic movie of all time for box office.
Well, at least until Infinity War comes out.
Well, yeah, until Infinity War. Possibly. But Ultron didn't make as much as the first Avengers. So it's still, as hyped as we are as nerds, it's still a third movie in a trilogy. And third movies in a trilogy usually don't do as well.
This is the one that they've been building up from the beginning, though.
Yeah.
This is the one.
But so is Captain America Civil War, and that's why it's number 8 on the list. It made $400 million domestic. Like, those movies they're going to do well. I'm not saying that Avengers Infinity is not going to do well. Obviously, it's going to make billions of dollars. But it may not beat Black Panther domestically, or, Black Panther might have the chance of holding that spot against the next Avengers movie. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be cool to see Black Panther take that number 1 position, though.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I just don't think it's going to last for long because of the spectacle of Avengers Infinity War. So it's really like Disney's like, hey, we're beating ourselves again. Go us. Who cares? Give us money.
Yeah, and it's crazy, too, because, the movie it just passed on the all-time comic book adaptation list, The Dark Knight. That was in the number 2 spot.
Dark Knight's a great movie.
Black Panther has now made more money in America than The Dark Knight did. Like, wow.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That movie is worth its weight in vibranium.
Well played. Well played.
I don't know. I don't think it is, because you know how much vibranium costs?
1 metric shit ton.
I was going to say at least an arm.
I see
Well,
what he
like
did.
half an arm.
I see what he did. Well played.
I do really hope that they let them go nuts with that character and bring him back as the sound version, because I'm sorry, but he was one of the most entertaining parts of that film. Andy Serkis getting to choose scenery as Andy Serkis was fucking hilarious. He
And
was
how often does he
great
get
in
to
that
do that?
casino. Yeah, he's always in a mocap suit. This is only the second movie we've seen him basically getting to be, with his own face. And it's like he got all jacked. Like he's this huge badass looking dude now. Like Golem is no one to be fucked with anymore. Like he will whoop your ass and take his precious back. But yeah, I want to see him come back as the all sound version of Claw.
I would like to see that as well.
That would just be so cool.
So I got one last news story for you guys. It's outside news of the week, but I'm curious to get more Anthony's take because I don't know how much Willie's going to care. Did you see they cast Wonder Woman's nemesis for the next Wonder Woman flick?
They did, yeah. So we're supposedly getting Kristen Wiig as the Cheetah, which
Patty Jenkins confirmed it on Twitter.
Which, yeah, that's about as confirmed as you can get. Well, DC also confirmed another director for The Flash, but that's like the 8th director. So I won't believe a Flash movie's coming until I see a trailer.
Touche.
Because they're just full of shit on The Flash. But yeah, Patty Jenkins, I believe. Kristen Wiig is super talented. Like, she has played a ton of characters. She's made some of the funniest movies ever. And I think with Patty Jenkins directing it, she can do it. Like, I think she might be an awesome Cheetah. I'm wondering how they'll do the skin tone, though. Whether she'll be like a makeup and a suit that's covered, or she's going to be furry like Beast with like cheetah fur. So,
God.
Well, because in the
No.
comics and the cartoons, Cheetah's naked. So, how they're going to do the costume is very questionable. She's basically like Mystique.
There's
She
going to be a
runs around-
lot of happy furries.
Oh yeah, the furry community is gonna love this movie, because and also Kristen Wiig's hot. Like, she's a good looking woman. So yeah, I'm really excited just to see how they're gonna do the suit, just because it's one of those things where it's a villain that was done in comics in a way that totally makes sense, where you just draw a naked woman and you don't draw nipples on her, and so then it's not considered nude. But it's one of those things where doing it in live action is highly problematic. Like Mystique, they figured out how to do the body pasties and the painting so that, the actresses were legally, technically naked, but they were still covered up. So I'm excited to see how they're going to do that physically, because that's going to be the hurdle. I don't think the acting will be a problem.
It's just not what I'd pictured. Actually, I didn't really expect Cheetah to be the villain in Wonder Woman 2. I'll be honest there also.
I wasn't sure if they were going to do that or go with more of the God storylines, but I like the idea of them giving her a physical character that has gone toe to toe with her in the comics, and like Cheetah's basically her classic villain.
I'm going to say, since I finally did get to watch Wonder Woman, I was not impressed with who they got for Ares. I was like, oh, that.
You mean Professor
okay.
Lupin?
Yeah, I was like, oh. Yeah, he's not imposing at all. He really, this guy?
Oh yeah, a lot of people said that basically the Wonder Woman is a fantastic film, but the problems are all in the third act.
Oh God, that was a letdown and a half. I was like, wait, people love this movie? For what? That third act is.
I thought you were going to expound on that a little bit more, but
I did.
Well, so that'll wrap up our news segment for this show. As we wrap that up, this is the time we like to remind folks that the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast is, in fact, part of a network of shows that you can find over at GonnaGeek.com. There's 25 plus different shows, all sorts of stuff that cover a variety of topics. You've got shows like ours that are general geek culture and news. You've got other things that are specific to certain television shows or things like that. So we have a ton of different things out there. And each week we like to highlight one specific show. And Willie, what show are we going to highlight this week?
I'm going to apologize for this first, but I'm going to go with it.
Oh, no.
Started with an apology. Nice.
Oh, no.
This week, we're going to talk about In Defense of, episode 45, Food Fandom. There's nothing distasteful about geeking out in the kitchen, from recipes to gadgetry to rabid fan following of celebrity chefs. If it tastes good, do it. Speaking of tasting good and having it go down your throat, back to you, Chris.
What?
Oh.
What?
Willie turned it into a segment about him sucking dick.
What just happened? What just
I
happened?
apologize for it first. For getting up.
Oh,
Stop it.
This is
Stop
terrible.
it. Stop that voice.
This is terrible.
Stop the character. Kill it. Kill it with fire.
Willie, I think you're just stupid.
There's Naki.
Thanks for joining us, Naki. We appreciate it. We really do.
I love you all.
Wow.
Bye, Naki.
We love you too, Naki.
Oh dear. So yeah, I really had no idea how to get back on topic after that.
You start telling us what you're into.
Yeah, that's right. So if those of you guys who've watched the show before, you probably know we do a little bit called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys live, or with folks who are watching live rather, or those at a later date, just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into, so that maybe, just maybe, you might want to try them out for yourselves. So I will start first. I was getting caught up on Legends of Tomorrow. I'm only one episode behind now. It is still the best CW superhero show right now.
Blasphemy.
What's better?
The Flash.
No.
That last episode of The Flash was fantastic. Trying to beat a nuclear bomb that's already gone off. Like, it was so well done, and Jay Garrick was amazing in that episode.
The elongated man annoys me, and there's way too much time being spent on that thread. I have kind of
In all
gotten bored of
fairness,
it.
Ralph Dibny's supposed to be annoying, so
Well,
they're kind of
wait.
nailing the character.
That's true.
Wait. The elongated man. Is his powers that he's just tall
No, he's
and lanky?
he's like Reed Richards. He stretches.
Oh, that's not elongated. That's elongation.
Yeah, but elongation man would make less sense than elongated man.
Well, no, elongated means he's elongated and he stays that way. He doesn't just go back to normal. That doesn't make any sense. That's not elongated.
Pretty sure he was a character named in the 60s when they were all on drugs, so don't try to figure it out.
You know what? That's actually fair.
That's fair. That's pretty fair.
Oh, wait, they stopped doing drugs? No, they didn't.
Well, I'm just saying the majority of comic writers and artists were on drugs in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, that's not stopping. That's still going on.
It depends on the story and the company and the writer. There's probably some, yeah.
Sailor Poland says he was Plastic Man. The DC editor didn't know they had the rights to Plastic Man, but wanted a Plastic Man character. So Elongated Man is a result of editorial oversight. And you know what? That seems quite feasible. Sailor Poland's going to know better than I will, so I'll defer to him and say he's right, and that sounds completely feasible.
That sounds about right with DC editorial.
Also true. Other stuff I've been getting into is last week I ended up reinstalling and redoing my sound system entirely in my house. Still waiting on my Atmos speakers. I haven't gotten those yet, but I fired up some of my other games I've been playing. Titanfall 2 is still one of my favorite. With the redone surround sound, I have to say I honestly love it, because when you're wandering around in that mech and you're stomping on things, man, my subwoofer goes crazy. It's pretty cool. When you stomp down on something or crush something with your fist by punching it, the subwoofer just shakes everything around you. You're like, it honestly feels like I'm kind of in a giant mech blowing.
Is that the
things
one
up.
you showed us the picture of?
Yeah.
That looked like a brick suitcase? Like, that damn thing looked big.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I like that a lot. Other stuff, picked up Axiom Verge for the Switch. It is basically a Metroidvania kind of game. So think like Castlevania games combined with Metroid games, those kind of 2D games where you have to go and acquire items and then traverse across the entire map again to figure out how to use it. I've only played it for about a half hour, and
I streamed it before.
Have you? I kind of like it. It's something that reminds me a ton of Castlevania, hence the whole Castlevania Metroid-like thread on it. And it's been out on Steam, but I hadn't given it much thought there. It's kind of perfect for the Switch, though, because playing that game undocked is the ideal way to do it. So just hanging out on the couch with other stuff going on.
Whoa.
What?
Stop it there.
Uh-oh.
That game was on PlayStation, cross-buy, and cross-save. I could play it on my PS4, and then I could grab my Vita, say, I'm going somewhere, move the save over, go on my merry way, and start playing on my Vita while I'm out.
You've got a Vita?
I've had a Vita.
Do you actually play it anymore?
It will not. Well, not really anymore.
When's the last time you fired up your Vita? It's a legit question in my mind because
I mean,
do they even make games for it anymore?
that. Well, no, they still make games for it.
Okay.
They made some great games. Like I want to say, the greatest game they made for it is called Freedom Wars. That's just an amazing game. It's kind of like Monster Hunter in a bit.
Okay.
But
That
you're
could be
not
cool.
whacking away at but you actually see, the damage you're doing. Like you can how do I even describe it? Pretty much you have to go fight these robots, giant robots, and you have some kind of what they call thorn system, where it's pretty much Spider-Man webs. You just sling it and you can pull yourself anywhere, like onto the mech, take out your melee sword and start hacking off parts of it.
That's
so
cool.
it can't use that weapon against you.
That's cool.
Or you can go pick it up on the ground and start shooting it at it.
That sounds delightful.
And that was all on the Vita.
Okay.
And it was multiplayer with up to 4 people. Good game.
The Vita had some interesting games. It looked like I just wasn't going to buy it because I didn't need a handheld console. Ironic because I bought a Switch later, and I'm talking about how I love playing in handheld mode. I
And
realized
also, the first Vitas, the first generation that came out, they used the OLED screen too.
Ooh, that is nice then. Last thing
Let's not talk about the back touch.
No, that one's kind of dumb. So the last thing I've been getting into is Comixology is running a sale, and I was way behind in reading the Buffy the Vampire Slayer comics, so I was able to pick up season 10 and season 11 of Buffy in comic form for $1 an issue. And I will get caught up on those and read them at some point because they're a pretty good story. I don't know why season 11 is only 12 issues long, though. That seems kind of strange to me.
Is it the one that's still happening? Is it just not done yet?
It said it was the season finale of season 11 on the issue 12, so I wonder if they just did a shortened season for some reason. I don't know, but it's weird because the previous seasons were like 30-issue arcs.
Maybe they were trying to wrap it up because isn't it the 25th anniversary or whatever?
Yeah, I think the 25th anniversary was Friday. Whatever day was International Women's Day was the same day it was the anniversary of Buffy.
I wonder if they were trying to line that up maybe.
I don't know. So
Wait,
I have to read it to see what's happening.
Already happened?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
I didn't know.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah, no, International Women's Day already happened. It was a big deal
that's the last thing.
Was it a big deal?
for some people.
I mean, I didn't hear anything about it. Nothing.
Willie doesn't follow any women on social media.
I don't really go on social media.
That's
Well, that might have something
true.
to do with it too. If you're not going to notice something.
Oh, and
So I don't follow men on there either.
last thing before I transition off of my stuff, I mentioned it earlier, saw Jumanji yesterday. That was a pretty fun movie. I can see why it's got such staying power because I honestly think there were kids that had seen that movie multiple times when they were watching it yesterday because it sounded like they were repeating lines with The Rock and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. It's pretty cool.
Wait, you saw it in theaters or you saw it at home?
Saw it in theaters. It was still playing in theaters.
Okay.
I have Movie
'Cause
Pass,
I'm waiting
man.
for it to come out.
I got Movie
I know.
Pass,
I'm
so
waiting
if
for
it
it to
sounds
come
like
out.
fun, I go and see it.
Tuesday after next.
Is that
Yeah,
soon?
it's coming out in Blu-ray. Yep.
As the digital must be out already then. So theoretically, I could have
Yeah,
bought it on
it
digital and just stayed at the house, I guess. But whatever.
That's why I asked.
It doesn't matter. But that's what I've been getting into. Bachman, how about yourself? What have you been getting into?
I'm all current on all my geek shows, and damn it, there was something I wanted to make sure to mention, and now I can't remember. Oh yeah,
You also-
I finished my fucking Kickstarter. It's done. Done. I mailed off the last 2 sketch covers. It's done. Actually, there's one more I'm doing for a friend, but that's because he's lazy, didn't fill out the survey, and so I keep giving him shit about it. But yeah, everybody that's filled out that answered the survey and requested what sketch cover they wanted has had a sketch cover done, mailed to them, and let's see, yeah, Morgan got hers, Pete got there. Yeah, they've all been delivered as well. So it is finished. I got the whole damn thing done. And I was kind of hoping that we'd be rolling right into the pacifist.com Kickstarter, but now I'm finding out that that might get pushed off until September again.
Jesus.
Yeah, it just keeps getting pushed, but I'm not in charge of it, so, well.
I want to be ethically first again.
Yeah, well, I might do my next sketchbook Kickstarter before that one now, because I was waiting to do my next sketchbook, which will be my 2016 Inktober's, which were all video game drawings. I did 31 video game characters, so it'll be an 8-bit book. And then this one's not going to have custom sketch covers, maybe. But either way, the
That's
turnaround.
definitive. Not gonna, maybe.
Well, I think it might have one. I might offer one option for a sketch, but I think what it'll be will be whoever pays for that one, you will be choosing the cover for the entire book, and that will be the highest tier, and I'll only offer one.
Wait a second. So you're saying I can pay you a commission?
Yeah, but it's gonna be a little pricey, and then I have to agree with the character you pick. Because if somebody decides they want to pick the character for the cover and chooses some asinine video game I've never heard of, then
Oh, come on.
it might be problematic.
What if its design is still cool anyway?
No, I'm gonna totally get in there first, just to f with Willie, and it's gonna be Splatoon 2 Inklings I want for the cover, just to screw with you, Willie.
I will do a Splatoon cover. I'm all for that. But
And then your sketch cover is gonna have a fucking Splatoon 2 Inkling on it, Willie, when you buy it, and you're gonna have to look at it and know, God damn it, Chris was first again.
Oh no. No, because that happens. I'm just gonna say, no, I ain't backing this shit.
Oh, come on now, man. That's just mean.
That's where the mean line is.
Yes, that's where the mean line is. But yeah, so I'm super excited because I got just having been working on that, not knowing that they were going to take me that long. It's been a rough 8 months. Honestly, I had someone at work ask me the other day why my hand was swollen, and I looked at my hand. I was like, oh, I don't know, 3 years of constant drawing. Like I literally went from pacifist to the Kickstarter to another project, and just like I haven't really given myself any time off. So I've pretty much been coming home from work after 8 days of playing on 8 hours a day on a computer, and then coming home and drawing almost every night. So yeah, I took yesterday off and did almost nothing, and it was beautiful and gorgeous. I watched almost all of Jessica Jones, and I sat down I opened up my Art of Black Panther, which that arrived the week before I finished, and I said I wouldn't open it until I finished the Kickstarter. And then I made it even better. I listened to the Mark Bernardin, Fat Man on Batman, Black Panther roundtable while I was flipping through the pages of the Black Panther art book. And it's a gorgeous book. And that roundtable is awesome as well. So yeah, I got to do that. Yesterday was rest and relaxation, and I sent some stuff out in the mail. I delivered some comics that someone won in a contest, and I sent a pop figure off to be customized into another pop figure. So when that comes back, I'll show you guys, because that's going to be awesome. And then I got another book to read to add to my giant stack that I have to catch up on now that I have a little time. My Kickstarter for Samurai Grandpa arrived. So I'm excited to read through this book. This book, it's got some crazy, beautiful artwork. Like, this guy does some cool shit. And yeah, how awesome is the name Samurai Grandpa? Like, that's just a great name for a comic. So yeah, I'll finish Jessica Jones today. And what was the other show I need to watch? Oh, I need to catch up on Rebels. But yeah, yesterday was awesome. I did almost nothing, and it was everything I always hoped it could be.
And you still lost an hour for it.
And I still lost a fucking hour. Goddamn farmers. But yeah, the new Jessica Jones is amazing. It's so good.
I had a chance to start it.
Good things.
I was shocked by how the way the story changes basically mid-season. It's another one of those ones where it's like, hey, here's the big bad, and then they resolve that and go to something else, and you're like, oh wait, shit, it's still going. Like it's a fantastically written show, and yeah, Kristen Ritter's awesome in it, and the lady that plays Trish Walker on the Trish Talk chick, she is acting her ass off this season. And then yeah, when Tennant shows up, I'd completely forgotten that Tennant had come back as the Purple Man, and so when he shows up, it's perfect and it's shocking the way they did it. It's so good, and he's creepy as fuck. David Tennant is the creepiest he has ever been as the Purple Man, and I love him for it.
And did I hear you say you got caught up on Rebels?
No, I need to get caught up on Rebels. That's the one I need to get caught up on.
The Rebels finale is amazing. It's really good. Star Wars Rebels is the best Star Wars out right now. Well,
I've heard good stuff about it. So yeah, I'm trying to get caught up on it. Hopefully today, before it gets ruined for me. I'm trying to avoid as much social media as possible.
It's so good.
I've literally scrolled past stuff where I've seen the word Rebels and just like spun my screen. Like, no, I don't want to read it. Yeah, that's what I've been getting into.
All right, Willie, why don't you wrap us up? What you been getting into, sir?
Besides the immense pain I was in earlier this week, I muscled through it because I bought it earlier or on Tuesday. I got all 3 Purge movies.
Oh, nice.
And I watched them all in one day.
Those are fun.
They do get better as they go too. It's not like Taken where it gets worse and worse and like, oh, this is just terrible. They get better. Last night went and played some games. Played a new one I've heard of but never played called Super Fight. You know of that one, guys?
I do not. Well, a board
Yeah.
game, right?
No, it's more like
Skybound.
card.
Okay.
Card game.
Yes, I have heard of it then. Cody told me about it, I think.
Yeah. The people I were playing with, they weren't like, I think it doesn't matter what your cards are, it's how you debate it.
Mm-hmm.
The debate should be who wins. Yeah, they weren't having that. They were having their own debates while I was trying to debate because my person was MacGyver, who is immune to impact. So he can't be shot. Can't just drop him anywhere. And then, of course, the person I had to go against had a literal posse of insane clowns.
That's an awesome weapon.
That's amazing.
And I had a greatest argument. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I got something for this. None of them were listening to it or anything. It's like, here's how I'm going to do. I'll make some kind of magnet bomb. They ain't going to be knowing anything what's going on. Just how do they work? That's an ICP joke.
If you say so.
In one of their songs, they literally go, magnets, how do they work? And they literally did not know.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, MacGyver's going to come up with some magnets and just going to confuse the fuck out of them. Yeah, but it didn't win. I was like, are you people, you just come up with your own arguments inside you. Okay, whatever. And I think someone else in that kept winning round after round in the insane clowns. But and someone said who was someone they went up against somebody. It was the devil. They went up against the devil. And I was like, and this person just like they weren't even arguing. It was like, I can't vote for you because you're not doing any arguments. But here's what I would have done. I would have just said, I'm the devil. I'm going to tempt him with all these drugs because the ICP, they do a lot of drugs, all the juggalos. And I'm going to lace it with poison.
Just tempt him with a lifetime supply of Faygo.
Yeah, there you go. Stop moving. Yeah,
That
you're
would have
done.
won.
Yeah, but no one ever said it. I was like, well, I would have voted for you, but I can't because you're not arguing anything.
Because I think the idea on that game is that it's like comic book fights where it's like this character could beat this character. Why? And then people would argue about it. And it's like building those types of fights and then arguing who would win. Yeah, if you don't do the arguing who would win part, that's not fun.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah, and also one person was like, no, we're not doing it. Can we play a different game? It's like, it's like,
yeah, if you got someone that doesn't even want to play your game you're playing.
No, they were just drunk. But it did remind me because I also did a Kickstarter this game. Hopefully it comes in some-ish in like a couple months, like a month or 2, 3. It's called what was it called? What's the Movie? I think it's called. What's the Movie? And pretty much you get like a person, a place, and a plot, and you have to come up with a movie with it. And it's just a bunch of random. You all pull them at random. And people vote yay or nay to it. And it sounds awesome. It's just how creative are the people you're playing with.
That'd be fun.
And,
That'd be fun.
What's I've been doing? What the hell? I did taking drugs. Thought I was, seeing snow. Turns out I really was. Yeah.
Drugged up Willie is on drugs.
Yeah, and people wonder, why don't I ever want a kid? Yeah, I don't want to pass this gout down to someone because it's hereditary.
That's a good reason.
So, this guy is never going to have the first show baby.
Unless it's an accident.
Well, since the first show baby already happened.
Yeah.
Pro
it
show.
already
Can't
happened.
have the first show baby.
Well, I mean, between us. Probably going to be Naki.
Oh,
Don't put that karma on her.
we're going to remind her that you put that karma on her.
I know, because since she's not going to listen to it.
Oh, I totally forgot. I was scrolling through Twitter. I also watched a Shield 100 episode. Are you guys caught up on Shield?
No.
I am not,
Not
at
at
all.
all.
Oh, the 100th episode is so awesome. There's a giant reveal and a huge event at the end of the episode. It is so good, and they literally tackle like everything having to do with Coulson.
Interesting.
The whole reason the whole show exists, why that character's still alive, all of it is kind of dealt with in one episode. It is amazing. They covered so much in 47 minutes. It is a really good one. Yeah, if you're caught up on that show, go see that new episode because it is so good.
Well, if you're caught up with it, you don't have to check it out because you've already seen it.
Well, some people might have not caught this episode from Friday.
Well, you said if you're caught up with it.
Shut up, Willie.
Logic wins the day again.
Not likely.
You
Logic
just
always
backed it
seems
up
to
with a
fail.
song. That's just like a total mic drop without dropping the mic.
Pretty much.
All right, so
I can bring back that British voice again if you want me to.
No. No.
on that note, I think it's time for us to start wrapping things up before Willie devolves back into British Willie. So, friendly reminder, we stream live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, over on Geeks.live, the streaming home of the Gonna Geek Network. There is a variety of other programs that you can catch live there. Just head over to Geeks.live, scroll down to the little calendar at the bottom of the screen. It will show you when all the other live programming is. Side note, Sunday is a very busy day, so there's a lot of programming going on Geeks.live.
Because they all want to be like us.
That's true. We had the time slot first. Because we're the greatest.
It's true. It's damn true.
It's damn true. So, that about wraps up what I was going to say. You guys have any final thoughts for us as we shut this thing down?
You have no way to fathom what you have unleashed right now.
Oh, why did I ask? Why did I ask? Hey guys, we'll see you all next week. Hopefully Naki's stuff is working and British Willie is gone. See you all then.
I shall return next week, I promise.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.